Hi, I'm Janine. I've been perfecting my grandmother's fusion curry recipe for 3 years now, adding my own twist with a secret spice blend that makes it absolutely unforgettable. My partner Marcus always said it was the best thing he'd ever tasted, and I believed him when he said he supported my dream of entering the prestigious Golden Spoon Cook-Off. Babe, you're amazing, Marcus told me last month while I was testing the recipe. This curry is going to blow everyone away. You really think so? I asked, stirring the pot carefully. I know so. The judges won't know what hit them. That spice blend is pure genius. I smiled at him. Took me forever to get it right. The key is the timing. Yeah, the timing, he interrupted, watching me work. You're so talented, Jan. Everything seemed perfect until yesterday when my best friend Sarah called me, her voice shaking. Janine, you need to sit down for this, Sarah said. What's wrong? You're scaring me. I just saw the promotional materials for the Golden Spoon Cook-Off. Marcus's name is listed as a contestant. My heart stopped. What? No, that's impossible. He knows I'm entering. There must be some mistake. That's not all, Sarah continued, her voice getting tighter. His entry description. Janine, it's your curry. Word for word how you've described it. He's even calling it grandmother's secret fusion curry. He wouldn't, I whispered, but my hands were already shaking. He wouldn't do that to me. I'm looking at it right now. I can send you screenshots. I'm so sorry. I hung up and immediately opened my laptop. There it was. Marcus Chen, registered contestant, signature dish. Grandmother's secret fusion curry with proprietary spice blend. My recipe, my grandmother's recipe, my 3 years of work. When Marcus came home that evening, I was waiting. Hey babe, how was your day? He asked casually. Interesting, I said, my voice cold. Sarah told me something fascinating about the Golden Spoon Cook-Off. His face went pale. Oh? Want to explain why your name is registered instead of mine? With my recipe? Janine, I can explain. You can explain how you stole my recipe? How you registered for the competition I've been preparing for? Please enlighten me. He sighed, running his hand through his hair. Look, I was going to tell you. I just thought, with my culinary degree and experience, the judges would take it more seriously if I entered. Are you kidding me right now? You're self-taught, Jan. I went to culinary school. I have connections in the industry. I was doing this for us, for our future. For us? You stole my work, my grandmother's legacy. I didn't steal anything, he snapped, his tone shifting. I've eaten that curry 100 times. I helped you taste test. I contributed ideas. What ideas? Name one thing you contributed. I suggested using coconut milk instead of cream that one time. I didn't use your suggestion because it wouldn't work with the spice blend. Whatever, Janine. The registration's already in. The competition is in 2 weeks. Just let it go. Let it go? You expect me to just let this go? He grabbed his jacket. I'm not arguing about this tonight. I'm going out. The door slammed behind him, and I stood there, fury and betrayal coursing through me. But as I stared at that registration page, an idea began forming in my mind. The next morning, I called Sarah immediately. I need help, I told her. I need to prove that recipe is mine. What are you thinking? Sarah asked. Do you still work with that lawyer friend? The one who handles intellectual property? Amanda Chen. Yeah, why... Wait, Chen? Is Marcus related to her? His cousin, but they're not close. Can you set up a meeting? 2 days later, I sat in Amanda's office with my grandmother's original recipe card, my notebook full of modifications and dated photos of my testing process. This is solid documentation, Amanda said, reviewing everything. You have proof of development over 3 years. But here's the thing. Recipe theft is complicated. Unless he's profiting commercially or there's fraud involved, it's hard to pursue legally. What about the competition prize money? I asked. It's $50,000. That could work, Amanda nodded. But you'd need to prove he knew it was your recipe and intentionally misrepresented it as his own. I have text messages. I pulled out my phone. He literally says your recipe and your curry in dozens of messages. And he registered using the exact name I've been using. Amanda smiled. Now we're talking. Let me look into this. I spent the next week gathering more evidence. I contacted Marcus's sister, Lisa, who I'd always gotten along with. Lisa, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me, I said when we met for coffee. This is about Marcus and the cook-off, isn't it? Lisa sighed. I heard what he did. You know? He bragged about it to our mom, said he was finally going to make a name for himself. I told him it was wrong, but he wouldn't listen. Did he say anything specific about how he planned to present the recipe? Lisa looked uncomfortable. He said he'd been observing a home cook and elevated the dish to competition level. He's planning to tell the judges he developed it himself over the past year. That's fraud, I said quietly. I know. I'm sorry, Janine. I really am. If there's anything I can do... Actually, there is. Would you be willing to testify about what he told you? She didn't hesitate. Absolutely. My next stop was Chef Rodriguez, the cook-off organizer. I called his office and got an appointment. Miss Barrett, what can I do for you? He asked, gesturing for me to sit. I need to report a fraudulent entry in your competition. His expression hardened. That's a serious accusation. Explain. I laid out everything. The evidence, the timeline, Marcus's admission about the registration. This curry recipe, you can prove it's yours? Completely. I have 3 years of documentation. My grandmother's original recipe. Witnesses who've watched me develop it. Text messages where Marcus himself acknowledges it's mine. Chef Rodriguez leaned back. If what you're saying is true, Mr. Chen will be disqualified and potentially face legal action. Our competition has strict integrity standards. I understand, but there's something else I want to propose. I'm listening. Let him compete. I won't file the formal complaint until after he presents the dish. I want the judges to taste it first. Why would you want that? I smiled. Because I'm going to give him exactly what he deserves, and I want witnesses. The day of the competition arrived. I watched from the audience as Marcus prepared his curry with complete confidence. What he didn't know was that 2 weeks ago, when he asked me to write down the recipe just to make sure he had it right, I'd intentionally left out the key ingredient, the specific blend of toasted spices that made the dish extraordinary. Looking good, Marcus, another contestant called out. Thanks, man, this is going to blow them away, Marcus replied, stirring his pot. I sat between Sarah and Lisa, waiting. Chef Rodriguez knew to expect me, along with Amanda, who sat nearby with her briefcase full of evidence. When it was Marcus's turn to present, he walked up confidently with his dish. Chef Rodriguez, judges, I present my grandmother's secret fusion curry, he announced. Tell us about this dish, one judge asked. This is a recipe I've been developing for over a year, combining traditional curry techniques with modern fusion elements. The secret is in the proprietary spice blend. The judges tasted. Their faces fell almost immediately. It's flat, one judge said. There's no depth, another added. The spices seem incomplete? Marcus's confident smile faltered. That's impossible. I followed the recipe exactly. Your recipe or someone else's? I called out, standing up. The entire room turned to look at me. Janine, what are you doing here? Marcus stammered. Interesting question, Marcus. I'm here to watch you present my recipe. Well, my incomplete recipe. You're crazy. This is my dish. Is it? I walked toward the front. Chef Rodriguez, if I could address the panel? He nodded, his expression grave. My name is Janine Barrett. 2 weeks ago, I discovered my partner had stolen my curry recipe and registered for this competition using my work. That curry he just presented, it's mine. Every element except one. I left out the key spice blend when he asked me to verify the recipe. This is insane, Marcus shouted. She's lying. She's just jealous. I have documentation proving the recipe's development over 3 years, I continued calmly. Text messages where Marcus himself acknowledges it's my recipe, witnesses who've watched me perfect it, and a lawyer who's prepared to file fraud charges. Amanda stood up. Amanda Chen, representing Miss Barrett. I have extensive evidence of recipe development, intellectual property theft, and fraud. Marcus's face went red. You can't prove anything. Recipes can't be copyrighted. But fraudulent misrepresentation in a competition for monetary gain is illegal, Amanda replied smoothly. And we have your own words, in writing, acknowledging this is Janine's recipe. Janine, please. Marcus turned to me, his voice changing to pleading. I'm sorry, okay? I made a mistake. I was just trying to help us both. Help us? I laughed bitterly. You stole my work, my grandmother's legacy. You lied to competition officials and tried to claim my 3 years of development as your own? I'll withdraw from the competition right now. We can forget this whole thing. Forget it? Marcus, you committed fraud. You were going to take $50,000 in prize money based on my stolen recipe. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I was wrong. I admit it. Please, Janine, we can work this out. There's nothing to work out. Your apology means nothing. You showed me exactly who you are. Chef Rodriguez stood. Mr. Chen, you're disqualified effective immediately. Security will escort you out. Miss Barrett, Miss Chen, please see me in my office. Marcus grabbed my arm. You're really going to destroy me over this? I pulled away. I'm going to hold you accountable. There's a difference. You can't do this to me. I have a reputation, connections. You should have thought about that before you stole from me. Security approached, and Marcus's desperation turned to rage. This is all your fault. You should have just let me have this one thing. Mr. Chen, you need to come with us, the security guard said. Marcus shoved the guard hard, sending him stumbling backward. Get off me. This is ridiculous. Another guard moved in, and Marcus swung wildly, his fist connecting with the guard's jaw. The room erupted in chaos as more security swarmed in, pinning Marcus down as he fought and shouted, You'll regret this, Janine. I'll make sure everyone knows what you did. As they dragged him away, still shouting threats, Chef Rodriguez turned to me with a grim expression. Miss Barrett, I think we need to call the police. That was assault. 3 days later, I sat in the police station with Amanda, giving my statement for the formal charges. So Mr. Chen not only committed fraud, but also assaulted security personnel? The officer asked. Yes, I confirmed. There were at least 50 witnesses, including the competition organizers and judges. And you have documentation of the original theft? Amanda slid the folder across the desk. Extensive documentation. 3 years of recipe development, original source material, text message acknowledgments from Mr. Chen, and witness testimony. The officer reviewed everything. This is pretty clear-cut. Mr. Chen is looking at fraud charges for the competition misrepresentation and assault charges for the security incident. Has he attempted to contact you? Constantly, I said. Texts, calls, emails. His family keeps reaching out too. Document everything. Don't respond. Walking out of the station, Sarah was waiting with Lisa. How did it go? Sarah asked. The charges are filed. Marcus is going to face consequences. Lisa hugged me. I'm so sorry about my brother. What he did was unforgivable. You've been amazing through all this, I told her. Thank you for testifying. My phone buzzed. Another text from Marcus. Please, Janine, I'm begging you. Drop the charges. I'll do anything. I'm sorry. I love you. I showed it to Amanda. Another one. Don't respond. Let him talk to his lawyer. 2 weeks later, Marcus showed up at my apartment. Sarah was with me when he knocked. Janine, please. I need to talk to you, he shouted through the door. Marcus, you need to leave, I called back. You're violating the no-contact order. I know I messed up. I know I was wrong. Just give me one more chance to explain. I opened the door with the chain still on. There's nothing to explain. You stole from me, lied to me, and when you got caught, you assaulted people. Your apology doesn't change any of that. I was desperate. The pressure was getting to me. I made a terrible mistake. You made a choice, multiple choices. Every single one of them was about putting yourself first and using me. So you're just going to let them destroy my life? They're talking about jail time. You destroyed your own life, Marcus. These are the consequences of your actions. I'm sorry. How many times do I have to say it? You can say it 1,000,000 times. It doesn't matter. Sorry doesn't undo theft. Sorry doesn't undo fraud. Sorry doesn't undo assault. We're done. Janine, leave now or I'm calling the police. He stared at me for a long moment, then turned and walked away. Sarah squeezed my shoulder. You did the right thing. I know. 1 month later, Marcus pleaded guilty to fraud and assault. He received 2 years probation, community service, and a permanent mark on his record that would follow him professionally. Chef Rodriguez called me personally. Miss Barrett, I wanted you to know we've added new verification protocols to prevent this from happening again. And we'd like to invite you to compete in next year's Golden Spoon Cook-Off. All fees waived. Thank you, Chef. I'll be there. I hung up and looked at my grandmother's recipe card, now properly protected and documented. Sarah raised her coffee mug. To justice? To justice, I agreed, and to never doubting myself again. What's next? She asked. Next, I'm going to win that competition with my real recipe, the complete one. And then I'm going to open my own restaurant. Everything I accomplish from here on out will be mine alone. That's my girl. As I started prepping my curry for a celebration dinner, I realized something important. Marcus taking credit for my work had been devastating, but fighting back and winning, that had shown me exactly how strong I really was. What would you do if someone stole your creative work? Drop a like if you think Janine made the right choice, and subscribe for more stories about standing up for yourself.